Hi Moonies! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I truly appreciate you guys. If you guys are coming back here and watching and following along with the playlist. If you're new here, hi, my name is Julie. This series is talking about the Major Arcana Tarot series, so if you're interested in following along and learning how to read tarot and the basics of it, so that way you can know how to do readings for yourself, readings for other people, to definitely hit that subscribe button and like. It means a lot more than you know, but for sure, if you're interested in that type of stuff, you're interested in anime, witchy stuff, where we talk about spells, we talk about spirituality, we talk about the zodiac signs, astrology, and all that good witchy tips, then definitely come and join the Moonies squad. I post currently on Wednesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely hit the subscribe button and check out also my YouTube short series where I talk about witch tips and all that stuff and a whole bunch of other little content, so definitely check that out. If you were interested in booking a personal reading with me, you most certainly can. The description has my actual shop website, and through my shop you can also book a personal reading with me directly, and it explains to you how I do my readings. I've been doing readings for myself and for people for years now, so if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. It's always appreciated, never expected. So yeah, if you always want to hang out with me and talk to me as well, I'm mostly on Instagram. Instagram is my bread and butter. At Moonies Metaphysical. I'm also on TikTok, but it confuses me, so I'm mostly on Instagram. Next live on Instagram is on Thursday the 26th, so that's next week. Whenever you're watching this, it'll probably be posted up on the 18th of October, so October 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have a live. These lives are just to like hang out with me and chat with other Moonies. We talk about like anything in regards to like spirituality, witchcraft, anime. Very big on anime, a lot of my Moonies. And I play games, you know, people win free card readings with me. So yeah, if you're interested in that, definitely go ahead and check out my Instagram at Moonies Metaphysical. And without further ado, let's get into episode 13, the Death card. So the Death card is the 13th card in the Major Arcana. As I mentioned before in my other videos, every Arcana card, Major Arcana card, has the energy. Some of them overlap with each other, but they all have their very own specific energy. They're like the hard hitters of the whole tarot deck series. That's why they are part of the Major Arcana. Now, another thing I also note in my other videos as well is that not every Major Arcana card has a linked zodiac sign, but every zodiac sign has a linked Major Arcana card. So for the Death card, it's linked to the zodiac sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of the scorpion. Pretty sure that's obvious, but but the Death card is associated with the sign of Scorpio, and it's the 13th Major Arcana card in the series, but it also follows with the tarot and the zodiac like connection, because not every, like, it's in the Major Arcana cards, the ones that do start, which will be the Emperor, that start the zodiac wheel, because the Emperor is connected to the zodiac sign of Aries. It doesn't follow along. There are some breaks in between, like there's the Wheel of Fortune, there's the Hanged Man, there is other cards as well. Sorry, I had to scratch my eye. That kind of do like a little break or disruption within like the actual like straight series of all the zodiac signs, but it's not anything too major. It doesn't really kind of affect the way the cards are read or anything of that sort. Just something to notate for people that are literally brand new and are beginners and are starting, they remember it. Sometimes some people remember it that way, like, okay, this is the next card because this is the next sign, you know, just keep that in mind. So the 13th card is linked to the zodiac sign Scorpio. In ancient times, Scorpio used to be reflected as the phoenix as well. That's why you see in the Wheel of Fortune and like the Rider-Waite tarot, you have all four of the elements in the energy, but you see the lion for Leo, you see the bull for Taurus, but you're like, why is that like a phoenix or eagle at the top for where Scorpio? That is Scorpio. Like, so like Scorpio is like really like kind of phoenix energies, like the type of energy that zodiac sign manifests, which relates to the Death card, because the Death card overall is the energy of literally death. Like, it could be actual death in the sense of like when this card comes up in a reading, but overall it's about death, endings, change, and transformation. Okay, just because something has ended this state in life of the way that it was doesn't mean that it's just a complete end. It's just changing. So the death card, the overall energy, when you get it in a reading, it's about something literally is coming to an end, and there's no way to stop it. Like this change, this end needs to happen for something new to come about. So when you get the death card in a reading, it's really focusing on transformation, and that's why in ancient times Scorpio used to be the phoenix, because if you know about mythology where phoenixes exist, they're different between European, Chinese, and a whole bunch of different insights of like what the phoenix was, and then throughout history of time. But the phoenix itself is a bird that literally rises from its own ashes. It dies because it burns itself, and then it rises from its own ashes. Like, that's the vibe. So another thing I want to try out and start doing, even though in this series, is like giving a lot of quotes that kind of are like key points. I know somebody mentioned to me that sometimes when they're beginners and learning something new, that there's like something that I say in my videos that they really pick up on, where it's like, okay, I remember that, so I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. Like, just in my regular talking style, hopefully that's great, that you remember it. But I also want to try maybe with like giving quotes. So a specific quote that I thought was interesting and that really relates to the energy is, death is not an ending, it's literally a transformation, and that's by Deng Ming Dao. He's a Chinese writer. So but that's the energy of like the overall death card. Now we're going to talk about uprights and reversals. As I mentioned in my other videos, if you're a veteran here, you know what I'm about to say. But if you're new here, I'm more in the gray area of reversals. Some people in the community, they don't read reversals. They think that the energy doesn't change. There are some people that think reversals are just a negative connotation. I disagree with both. I believe that tarot cards in reverse should be read. And two, I don't necessarily think they have a negative connotation. I just think it's that the aspect is really shifting from external to internal. And by internal, I mean the reader, or the person that, not the reader, the person that's asking the question. So the asker, quote unquote, right? The client sometimes. Or if you are reading for yourself and you are your own beginner client, then yeah, it will be you. But, so that's what I want to say about that. So in regards to the upright, when you get the death card upright in a reading, it's like a hard hitter sign. It's kind of like, I explained to people, it's really kind of one of those really big red banners. Like, this is a card that has energy that really kind of attracts your eye to it, because of it can really shift the way a reading is going or paint a clearer picture of a reading. So an upright reading of it is, the death card means changes, redirection, endings. Once again, the word transformation. Okay, like even in physical literal death, like you die the way you look, and then by like a week or two from now, your body literally doesn't look the same. Like, it's transforming into something else. Like, it's just constant change. And then when you get it in a reversal, in a reading, and this is, oh, side note before I get into reversals, with the death card, there are some cards in particular that have a really specific connotation to certain topics. Like, for example, the Emperor is a really good card to get when you're talking about finances. The Hierophant is a really great card to talk about questions in regards to spirituality, school, law. But there are certain cards that the energy of them don't really relate or focus on a specific topic. Like, they're just cards that the energy is relatively the same and constant and reflects in the reading no matter what the topic or the question is, right? So just to keep that in mind. But and the death card is one of them. But the reverse reading of the death card is about being resistance to change, toxic stubbornness, and it could also mean like inner purging, where because remember, from reversals really mean, instead of focusing from the external aspects, focus on the internal. What are habits that you, or like I said, by you I mean like the asker, right? The person asking the question for the reading. It's like, what are you resistant to change that the death card is coming out in the reading? What is it that you're resistant to change? What toxic patterns do you want to like really hold on to, that the universe is telling you need to let that ish go, you need to work on that ish? What is it that you need to release, inner purging, any type of like pent up anger, frustration, any trauma, any of that stuff, any just imposter syndrome, the Death card in reverse is really reflecting on the asker to release all of that type of internal negativity that's holding you back from progressing into your life. It's a literal death in the sense for like when it comes in a reversal in regards to the personal aspect of the asker. So when you get like the Death card in a reversal reading, like I said, whether you're the client or whether somebody else is the client, the Death card in reverse is really focusing on that person to look inward and to realize that there's something in their current life that's affecting their question that they need to let go, they need to work on, and that it can help them reach the goal that they want to reach. Okay, the Death card is one of those like mirror cards. You want to get better, you want to do something, you want to elevate, you want to work harder in your life, you want to reach a certain milestone, and you get the Death card in a reversal and a reading talking about that milestone, then it's definitely time for you to do some shadow work. Or like I said, by you, the asker, they might need to do some shadow work, they might need to book a therapy appointment, they might need to do something, whatever it is, because they usually know the answer to their own question. But that's just when you get the Death card in the reading, like when it comes out reverse. So to finalize this video, another thing I also talk about a lot is the ruling element and the ruling planet, because I think that's very important, especially when you're learning tarot and you're a beginner, to really remember like the energies of the card. Some people remember them easier by linking them to a zodiac sign or to an element or to a planet, whichever the case may be. It's your spiritual journey and you're going to remember how you remember it. It's like the same thing with school. You take notes how you take notes. But the ruling element is water, because Scorpio is a water sign, and so it's all about I really talk about like the elements because it's important for me to also display to people when they're learning, is also remembering like the elements that the cards embody because of what they mean, what they symbolize. So the Death card being a ruling element water card, it's really highlighting intuition, things that you know you have to let go of, things that you know intuitively that you have the answer to, where you might not know consciously, it might just be something that you know in the subconscious. It's really that type of card, and that's the energy that it's giving. Now another thing to point out as well in regards to the ruling planet, in the current state of the world, a lot of people just connect the card of the Death card in Scorpio to the planet Pluto, which it is connected to Pluto. Pluto is the planet of transformation. Pluto is the planet of like just the underworld, basically, like the god. But and also at certain parts of the history in ancient times, and just kind of just depending on the state of the world at the time, but like Pluto is the current ruling planet of Scorpio, which hence the Death card. But also in ancient times in certain parts used to be Mars, and Mars also rules Aries. So that's why there are certain places, when you get into astrology, I can do a whole video about this if you're interested, but there are certain planets and certain signs that mingle really well together, and then there are some that do not. But Scorpio, hence at one point really being having the ruler of Mars into them, really likes to be in Mars. So that's why when Mars is in Scorpio, like we are currently now, which I'm a Mars and Scorpio native, and I'm a Scorpio moon, it likes to be in certain places, so the energy is really amplified, or a lot of the energies are really similar. So just to keep that in mind as well. Now, as I always end all of my videos, is it a yes, is it a no, is it a maybe? So for my beginners, the Death card, whether you get an upright or reversal, it's a yes, because it's a yes in regards to change is necessary. Do you want to apply for that job? Yes, this is a good light, because it means that you need to release your old job, you're shedding that skin, those settings, those patterns, into something new. If it comes up into a reversal reading, it still is a yes, because it's reminding you like, hey, something here for the asker is holding you back from reaching your goal, and you're aware of that, but you need to let it go. So it's time for you to literally make that habit, send it to the grave, move on, heal, and elevate type of thing, right? So that concludes this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. I truly appreciate you guys. If you're interested in following me on Instagram, definitely do it at Moonies Metaphysical. I'm also on Threads, so I'm dropping my word of the day as well as my card of the day on there too, and just chatting with you guys there. I'm also on TikTok, but like I said, Instagram is my bread and butter. bread and butter. So definitely if you want to talk to me, chat with me, check out my Instagram. Definitely like and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I truly appreciate it. It's always appreciated, but it's never expected, neither is it demanded. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you guys so much for chatting with me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, especially if you made it this far. I truly appreciate it. You guys are the best. I love you so much, my Moonies. Have a great day. See you Friday.